Hey everyone, thank you for tuning in. This is Elephant in the Room, the show that brings local music talent straight to your living room. Tonight's Elephant is a great two-stepping Americana band with tons of energy. So without further ado, I bring you LowBrow.
Well, I know someday my life will find its end, and I'll need an explanation for my sins. So every single day I get upon my knees and pray, dear Lord, Hank made me do it, amen. Well, I know I've never met the man I speak of, but his spirit is alive most everywhere. Every bottle has its bottom, every story has an end. Dear Lord, Hank made me do it, amen. I suppose that this excuse is grown old, but that man was made of solid country gold. All the ladies want to kiss him, he's admired by all the men. Dear Lord, Hank made me do it, amen. Well, I know I've never met the man I speak of, but his spirit is alive most everywhere. Every country boy gets lonesome, he's just looking for a friend. Dear Lord, Hank made me do it, amen. Song to make you cry, while Junior wrote the ones to get you high. Talking trash and smoking weed, well, you must be number 3. Dear Lord, blame Hank Williams, not me. Yes, I know I've never met the man I speak of, but his spirit is alive most everywhere. Well, your blues, they may get weary in a world of rambling men. Dear Lord, Hank made me do it, amen. Dear Lord, Hank made me do it, amen.
LowBrow, guys, thank you so much for coming in and hanging out with us today. Please introduce yourselves.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
This is Matt.
Hi, I'm Matt.
And I'm Paul.
Guys, tell us how LowBrow came to be.
Well, we're both local musicians in Auburn area. I went to an open mic after work one day, and I was working at a restaurant, and I didn't plan on going, so I had my work outfit on, and I had a hole in the crotchal area, the saddle region, I guess, so I had to keep my apron on. So I'm in like full regalia as a waiter, up there singing songs, and I hear someone in the back, "Hey, give me a water, guy. Bring me a basket of bread." And I'm like, cool, that's funny, I guess. And it was Paul. But I took it as he likes the songs.
What's your side of that scenario, Paul?
I thought it was way worse than that.
It wasn't bad.
I remember watching him play, and I honestly had gone out to hit open mics up looking for good musicians that would, be fun to play with. And I wanted to start playing the upright bass more than the electric, and saw him play, and he was phenomenal.
Stop.
Loved his songs. Everything was good. So probably out of being nervous, I was making fun of him and being not the nicest guy ever.
It's his defense mechanism.
Yeah, that's a way of not just being like, oh, I'm not worthy. I had to play it cool. But I guess I came off as a jerk. But we're still here, 10 years later. Mm-hmm. Hell, the band's outlasted my marriage, so that's got to be something good.
What do you think, standing in the audience that day, what was it about Matt's performance live that kind of drew you in?
I've never gotten a boner from a man before.
Yeah, right.
Maybe once or twice. It's just charisma. The guy owns the stage. He's sang every song as though it were his, and I think a couple of them might have been covers actually. But definitely there was
Where Love Come From.
Yeah, that was.
I didn't know this was going to be a fluff session for
But
me,
it was-
hey, I'll take it.
It brought me in. It was amazing, and I lived a couple blocks away. So afterwards, I was like, "Come back to my house."
Let's get loaded.
Yeah, I probably had a bunch of booze at the house or something. He's like, "Okay, why not?"
Yeah, sure.
So
Candy.
So brought him back there, and we just kind of hung out and chilled. And I owned an upright bass, so he's like, "You're in." So it kind of worked from there.
That's what got him in.
And exactly.
Upright bass.
Just owning the instrument was enough. Was all he needed.
I'm like, you could learn it later.
You've already got the equipment.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, literally, you've seen him play. I mean, it's how could you not want to be up there with him? And
I've seen both you guys play, and it's incredibly energetic, and it's so much fun. It's so much fun. I think that what you guys do on stage just bleeds out into the audience, and people love that. They love that. What was your experience, Matt, when talking to Paul for the first time? Like, how was that for you?
It was cool because I already kind of knew who Paul was. I think we knew who each other were. We just never really hung out or anything. We both had our own bands at one time, so no need to talk to each other. But it was cool because, and no offense, but he came off, when he was working at the music store, he came off a little arrogant, It's like, hey, you don't need to touch a guitar. I just clean that thing, And so when we hung out at his house,
of practice to become that. Rude,
I'll bet, yeah. But he was really personable. He's like, oh, do you want some beer? Come over on Thursday, whatever. And he was hilarious, and we had a lot of fun. And so it was kind of this preconceived notion, was wiped away. And I was like, man, this guy's really cool. And we basically, it was almost an unspoken agreement that we were forming a band. We're like, well, all right, see you next Thursday. All right, let's do it. And it was kind of like Thursdays for several years were just the day we get together every day or every Thursday and then go to either an open mic or finally eventually shows and, do the thing. So it was a pleasure.
How much material did you have as a writer when the two of you first got together?
A good amount. I would say at least a dozen originals and a couple covers. And then since then it's, I've written, and some of it we've kind of let go because there was some, the dirty ones are still fun, but we don't play them out and about as much because, we're family men.
Hi, my name is Jeff Gutierrez, one of the owners of True Value Hardware on Missouri Flat Road. My parents are the original owners and bought the store 36 years ago. I grew up in the business and had my first day at 12 years old. The first customer I went up and asked for help, he said, yeah, go get someone older. I still get that response today, but now it's a compliment. Stihl and John Deere are rated the best in their respective industries. And here at True Value, we have the benefit of carrying and being the local dealers for both of those products. I've always looked at being a salesman as you got to love what you sell. If you love what you sell, it's not gonna feel like it's a job. You're just getting the right equipment for the customer. The great thing about our store is you can do everything through the store here. We have a repair shop, we have rentals. If you don't know how to use it, we go over everything when you rent the product. I myself am a new homeowner, so I am getting an idea of everything that I need for home renovations. Everybody's got a different job, and we want to be a part of that job and help them through that job. It's very important for us to have a happy staff. Our staff is an extension of us. We support a lot of families through this business, and that's what I love. I love it when a customer comes in and says, hey Jeff, I need this, or hey Brian, I need this. It kind of warms my heart to know that our store has such a footprint in the community. We try to support our community in many different ways, and one of those ways is through donations. We definitely help out all of the local schools. We support Relay for Life, local youth sports, Eagle Scouts, Toys for Tots, many different organizations. It's important for us to be a part of the community and to really make an impact in people's lives.
Well, I hope there's booze in heaven, or else, Lord, just send me to hell. 'Cause if they ain't got the good stuff there, I just won't be doing well. I know that I've been pushing my luck off a cliff, pour me just one more, but make it stiff. As I endure this world of trouble, as I walk its road alone, well, I'm feeling times are harder than the ones that have come and gone. I'm reminded I've got company in a simple place called home, where the beer is cold and the fire's always warm. So hallelujah, amen. His words may mean nothing to you till you're drowning in a sea of sin. Well, I could have been somebody. Maybe I could have changed the world. But I spent my learning days just drinking beer and chasing girls. My teacher said I had potential that I never applied. So all that I can say is Mama tried. I suppose that I've been lucky to be so dumb but live this long. I'll be flying under the radar till my last breath is come and gone. But I'll come back as a hippie, as a freak, or as a square. As long as I can drink, I don't care. So hallelujah, amen. His words may mean nothing to you until you're drowning in a sea of sin. So don't you tell me I'm not worthy, 'cause heaven knows that I have tried. Although I may not be deserving, at least this long I have survived. So hallelujah, amen. These words may mean nothing to you until you're drowning in a sea of sin. Until you're drowning in a sea of sin. Until you're drowning in a sea of sin.
So the album that you guys have,
Yes. Oh,
Okay.
It's not without its own charm.
what were you gonna say? I'm sorry.
tell us about the album, Paul.
Oh, it's good. There's how many songs? 10?
10.
10 songs on there. 10 songs on there. It is
They're not numbered. So.
it's just been, I mean, we both did our fair share of junk, wasted money and time, and then just stroked egos for the whole bandmates, and then a couple weeks later went, why didn't we fix that? So we went at this thing and did everything the way that we never did before, which was correct. So got it all done right, practiced our asses off to get it perfect, and when we went in there, it paid off huge. You know, it was a couple of takes for each song, and it's just, I mean, Puss Cavern, I mean, God, that guy was on it. So, I mean, I can't say enough good things about the space we were recording in being good, but as far as where we were at, we were practicing and playing gigs all the time already, so we were able to practice, and it was a good point to be able to get in there. But, yeah, I mean, I really I love it. Still listen to it now and think, it's still good.
Was it a seamless transition from practice to studio for you guys?
To some degree. I mean, I think we set aside a lot of rehearsal time right before. Once we booked the time, like, okay, let's start really rehearsing, so we know it's going to sound good recorded. And just like any project, when you go back and you hear a couple things, you're like, we could have done that different, would have changed this. But overall, I think it comes across, sounds like us when we play live.
That's amazing. That's a very hard thing to do.
Yeah, because we're that good live. I mean, there's no question about it.
At least.
What I mean, aside from rehearsal, what's the process for you guys getting ready to go in to the studio? Like, how do you pick a song? You know, what are you guys going to record?
That's a really good question. We made sure that all of them were listenable by everyone, and made sure that we made sure we had a couple to throw away.
Mm-hmm.
That was the other big part of
Sure.
it. Knowing full well that we wanted to have it be about 10 songs. So we just kind of listened to them over and over after they were recorded and had stuff to throw away. But mostly, he picked a lot of the tracks that were on there, and I'm sure I had to convince him of a few because he's very modest about his music, and so kind of pushed him to do the ones that people would really tap their feet to, the ones that stick in your head, the ones after you hear them, you leave and you're going, still humming it for a couple of days afterward. So I mean,
think crowd
it was,
reaction has something to do with which ones we think are keepers, and then other ones that we just personally like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, is there anything on the album specifically that's near and dear to your heart? All of them.
Probably there's one that I wrote about my dad called "Good Luck Jim," and they all are. But yeah, probably "Good Luck Jim" about my dad.
Nice. What is there any giant hurdles that you guys had to overcome, you know, through the process? Because, you know, everybody knows, I think that everybody knows that recording an album is, you know, it's an undertaking. Yeah, there's a lot of commitment involved, you know, with everybody, and sometimes there's a lot of people involved. So is there any giant hurdles that you guys had to overcome?
Not huge.
Paying for it.
Yeah, we had to just play some gigs leading up to it to pay for it. So it took a little time. I guess time would be a hurdle. And then, you know, getting more money, you know, because you go through that money, you're like, well, we're like 3/4 of the way done. Now we got to come with some more cash. And then, and getting JT in the studio, you know, he was doing Pine Street Ramblers still at the time. And so he's all over the place. So just getting organized and being on the same page musically was not a huge challenge, but Paul and I were always playing together, whereas sometimes it's the three of us. And so, you know, making sure we're all on the same token as far as how the song needs to sound, tempo, style, all that stuff.
And coming in for the sessions, from JT's standpoint, how do you guys think that he did on the album?
I think he did great. Yeah, he has a good ear to complement however the song goes, but he also takes direction well. So we did come back for a couple. I think one more session after, one or two little sessions where we're like, hey, can you do something a little different here and maybe a little different on this one? And then we did those edits and fix it up pretty nice, I think.
Yeah, he was really, really easy to work with.
Yeah.
And it turns out while we were in there, he plays the piano. So,
Yeah.
So tell us about that. Is there anything that came about in the studio that you guys didn't plan for? Like,
absolutely, yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, he showed up with a pedal steel, and there was a piano in the studio already, and he started playing pedal steel on a few of the songs and played piano on one of them. And I guess it wasn't as surprising as some people, because it's kind of like, well, of course he plays that, you know, because he can pretty much pick up a 2x4 and make it melodic. I mean, the guy's got, you know, skill on everything that he touches. So, but yeah, I mean, I didn't actually know that he was able to play the pedal steel. It's a complex machine. And then the piano, of course, he just came over and he said, how about this on this song? It's like, okay.
Yeah.
It just worked perfectly. And
yeah, there were definitely moments where we just like unleash him. Yeah, just go for it. Let's lay it all down and see what works, see what sticks, and we can not use the stuff that doesn't. And then there were other songs where it's like, oh, this song you play, you know, he plays guitar, he plays mandolin, and he just laid it down. But yeah, like Rose in the Garden, he just started grabbing instruments, and we're like, keep it rolling, you know?
it just worked.
Yeah, it sounded really cool.
that's so awesome. And that's, I think, the very essence of music is that creativity right there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's amazing.
Spontaneity.
Right.
Hi, I'm Rick Rowe, owner of Placerville Polaris and Power Tools. I've owned and operated Placerville Polaris since 2007. If you'd like to experience the off-road, or if you have property in our community, come on in. Let's see what we can build for you. We are your one-stop shop for off-road fun. We do it all, from building your dream toy to decking out your razor. We are complete with a full shop, and we proudly service all our products, including our power tools. We carry only the best top quality brands, and We have everything you need for taking care of your property and maintaining your 100-foot defensible fire space. Building off-road vehicles is a passion of mine that I take very seriously. I like to be personally involved in building your dream toy from start to finish. Here at Placerville Polaris, we do a lot of testing for the manufacturers to ensure you get the proper accessories to fit your specific needs. One of my favorite parts is test driving to maximize satisfaction and quality. Come on in. Let's see what we can build for you.
Well, I guess I'd never traveled the whole world round. But there's a place here where I'm welcome, and I can roam from town to town, to the ocean in the summertime, the rivers in the spring. There's a tavern round every corner where I can drink. Well, there's lots of good old boys here that I know, and all the lovely ladies to tip your hat and say hello. Well, I'd never want to leave this place, there's just far too much to lose, and I'd get a bad case of them California blues. Ooh, doo-doo-doo. Well, I'm up here in the north just catching trout. There must be something in the water here, that's why they're sending it all down south. But if you traveled upon the grapevine, smell the orange groves in the spring, those California blues you're bound to sing. Well, I've always got a place where I can stay, at the cabin in the woods, or with my buddy down by the bay. So if you're thinking about coming to see me here, don't you ever hesitate. There's a reason why it's called the Golden State. There's not a lot that I don't love here, and all my neighbors feel the same. You know it hardly ever rains here. We're always in a drought, but this weather, you can't complain. Good Lord, these houses are expensive, but for peace of mind, a small price to pay. This place is just a coastal playground. When you're living here, you feel it every day. Yeah, a sweet-a-dee-bop-bip-bop-bow, sweet-a-dee-dee-boo-boom, ba-ba-ba-ba. Sweet-a-dee-bop-ba-da-da-da-da, sweet-a-dee-bop-bow-bow. Some people wanna split this state in two. I say leave it big, there'll be plenty for me and plenty for you. But I'm proud to live among these folks, I just feel like I could boast, 'cause we're living on that sunny gold west coast. You may be asking me what's ever come from there, other than all the tasty food and wine and all the handcrafted beer. But if you need one more example before the deal's sealed, Merle Haggard got his start in Bakersfield. There's not a lot that I don't love here, and all my neighbors feel the same. You know it hardly ever rains here. We're always in a drought, but this weather, you can't complain. Good Lord, these houses are expensive, but for peace of mind, a small price to pay. This place is just a coastal playground. When you're living here, you feel it every day. Oh yeah, when you're living here, you feel it every day.
Paul, Matt from LowBrow, thank you guys so much for coming in.
Thanks
we
for
really
having us.
appreciate it. Please tell everybody, how do they find the album?
You can find it streaming on Spotify, iTunes, or you can order it on CD Baby if you want like the physical copy.
Or you can come to one of our shows and we will have copies for sale there. They're $1 million each. We just need to sell one.
Then we'll be good.
Just one, I'm telling you. No, they're extremely affordable. They're far less than $1 million, but they'll always be at the shows. And
Yep.
you see me driving along the road, I've probably got a couple dozen in my
They'll
trunk.
pull over.
Yeah, so just flag me down. You know, I've got one of those light up pizza signs that says lowbrow on it, you know. So you can't miss me. It's like a taxi service, you know.
Awesome. You guys, thanks so much again for coming in. We really appreciate it.
Indeed.
And yeah, go see Lowbrow, everybody. Go see Lowbrow.